Alright, what is up, guys? It is Unfamiliar with my very first beat tutorial. I'm going to be doing this in Ableton Live 9 Lite. Let's get started. This is going to be a very simple beat, so just follow along with me. I'm going to make this a piano beat, so click on your sounds, then go to piano and keys, and double click on the grand piano. Once I selected the grand piano, we're going to want to choose a nice tempo for hip-hop music, which is going to be 140. So go up to your tempo right here, click on it, and you can drag it up to 140. Alright, so now that we have the tempo at 140, we're going to go over here and change panel right here and just drag out 4 bars. So then we have 4 bars. Now what I'm going to want to do from here is to put in the sounds that I want. So what I'm going to do is do Control-Shift-M. It's going to create a MIDI selection right here for 4 bars, alright? Now that I have this, I'm going to want to put in my chords. And my chords, which I'm going to do, is a G sharp major. And then I'm going to put in my second chord, which is a D sharp major. Alright. Now I'm going to select this first chord, drag it out all the way here, and then select this second chord and drag it out all the way here. Now I'm going to create those 2 chords again and just do the same thing. Again, this is very simple. It's going to be a very simple beat, but I'm just trying to show y'all how to make a beat in Ableton Live 9 Lite. Alright, now that we have these 4 repeating chords, I'm just going to play it. Let's hear how it sounds. Alright, very simple. Sounds like a grand piano. So what I'm going to want to do is to change this grand piano and make it sound a bit more unique, because I don't want it to sound like we're at some concert and we're just listening to a boring song on the piano. I'm gonna want to make it like sound unique and make it sound like you can really vibe to it and rap over it. So what I'm gonna do, what I just did is I selected these 4 bars, which we have the MIDI over, and then I clicked this button right here, which is a loop. So once I do that, we can play this, and it will keep looping over and over again. Now look. See, it's going to keep looping. So while it does that, we're going to click on the grand piano, and you don't have to do what I'm doing, but I'm just going to work on these right here, these built-in audio effects, and I'm just going to change it the way I want and to make it sound a bit better. Alright, now that it sounds a bit better and it has some good reverb on it, I'm going to highlight these 4 bars, Control D, duplicated that. Alright, so now that we have this going on, this good piano, we're going to want another instrument, which is going to be the drum rack. So, click on your number 2 MIDI, and go over to drums, and double click on drum rack. Alright, so now we are on the drum rack. What I suggest you to do is to go online and download free drum samples, and what you can do is you can get the MP3 and you can put it in the drum rack from online, the MP3s, and you can put it into a nice beat. So this has taken me a long time to get the kind of sounds that I want from online, but it doesn't matter what you have. All that matters for a simple beat is a kick and a snare. So I'm going to choose a kick. I like this kick. I'm going to choose this kick right here. Drag it into C1. Then I'm going to go over to snare. Now I have a kick and a snare, and that's really the fundamentals of hip hop beats. All right, so I'm going to grab these 4 bars and do Control Shift M, and then I'm going to do the drum and snare pattern, which is going to create the rest of the beat. So I'm going to choose what I want. So I'm just going to make this simple. I'm just going to do a 1-2 on the kick and the snare. So as you can, let's listen to it real quick. Alright, so that is really simple. I really don't like simple beats, so yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that because this is gonna be called simple beat, but I'm gonna drag these snares to the 3. Let's hear what that sounds like. That sounds a bit better. It makes it a bit more unique. But now on the 2nd bar and the 4th bar, I'm going to drag the snare and put it on the 2. That's going to create a nice uniqueness between the bars. Alright, very simple. Yeah, let's move on from there. So look, I'm going to want to drag this over here because that's when we're going to get the drums and everything to come in. So I'm going to drag all this, Control D, bam, just like that. Now, let's make this let's put everything in here. So I'm going to go over to my closed hats. I like this one. And we are this is going to be really simple. So look, double click right here, create this hat, drag it to be 2 of these bars, and then do Control D, and just keep duplicating it. So you have a nice hi-hat to really keep the beat going together. So let's listen to this. I don't really like that hi-hat, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a softer hi-hat. And I'm going to drag it over that hi-hat that I used originally. I like that a lot better. Alright, so I'm going to click on this, no, actually I'm not going to do that. I'm going to drag it out so it can just duplicate on itself. So by doing that, whenever I change this, it's going to change over here too. Alright. So, what else can we add in there? Some open hats. Alright, so let's go to our drum rack. Select a nice open hat that we think will go with the drum pattern. So what I want it to be is like, so I'm going to put this open on the 2, and then this open on the 3, and then do it again here on the 2, on the 3. Let's hear that. Let's hear how that sounds. It sounded good. It sounded like a really simple hip-hop beat that we can rap over. But that's not it. We are also going to add some bass. So I'm going to sorry about that. So I'm going to delete these 2 audios. Alright. There we go. And now what I'm going to do, go over to sounds and click on bass. And then from there, find your find your hip hop bass, which is right here, hip hop sub bass. Click on it and then drag it to the open area right here. And that's going to create your hip hop sub bass instrument, alright? So I want the bass to come in when the drum comes in, so everything can come in and the rapper can really start just finding his mood and his vibe to the beat. So I'm going to highlight these 4 bars, Control Shift M to make a MIDI, like we did last time. So I'm going to want the bass to work with the piano. So I'm going to double click on G2, that's a G sharp 2, and I'm going to drag it out. And then I'm going to double click on the D sharp 3 and drag it out. Alright? Then highlight both of these, Control D. So now this is just going to be a simple dong, dong, you know, just to keep everything going together. So let's listen to how this sounds. Alright. So I'm going to solo out this instrument by clicking this S because I think it's a bit too high. Yeah. That's too high. It's supposed to be a bass and it's supposed to be low. So I'm going to show y'all how to move the notes 1 octave lower. So I'm going to highlight all these notes. Then I'm going to do Shift Alt down. And that's going to put all the notes 1 octave down. Now let's listen to it. Alright, I'm feeling like this G sharp is a bit too low, so I'm going to select the G sharp and then move it an octave higher. So Shift Alt up. I'm feeling like that's sounding good, alright? So now let's work with this hip hop sub bass, and let's work with the audio effects that are inside it to make it sound more unique and lively. So I'm going to do Control L, loop it. Now let's listen to it and work on the audio effects. It's really not sounding good, so we're going to select a different bass instrument, and all we have to do is click on the hip hop sub bass and then just find another bass. And I'm pretty sure there's a piano bass. Yep, right here, piano bass. Let's double click on that. Let's listen to how this sounds. That sounds, yeah, I'm liking that a bit better. So let's work on this. Let's turn the volume down on this instrument. So to turn the volume down on a whole instrument, you're gonna click right here, top right, and then piano bass. You're gonna find the instrument, and then click on this, and I'm gonna drag it 1 bar down, so it's not as loud as the other instruments, because we don't want it to drown out the whole song. All right. So let's listen to this again. Alright, I found it. Sounds pretty good. Let's see if it works with the song. So let's play out this. Let's hear it. Oh yeah, I forgot that I was on solo, so we're going to click the solo again so we can hear all the instruments. Alright, so that sounded good. The bass does work with the piano. But so when we hear the intro with it, which is this, when we hear this, and then when we hear the drum come in and the bass and everything come in and overwhelm the track, we want to switch up those 2 chords to make them sound like it's, you know, a chorus. So by doing that, I'm going to want it to be like dun 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 dun. So that's going to be 4 chords played in 1 note. So to do that, we are going to highlight this and drag it into one of the smaller bars, and then do Control D. Duplicate, duplicate, and duplicate. Now we have these 4 chords playing, dun 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 dun, And then we're going to want this to do the same, so we're going to do the same thing. Drag this. Control D and duplicate it. Then we're going to do it with this. Drag it into one of the smaller bars. Don't want to go too far. Then do the same thing with this one. Alright, dragging it here. Alright, so let's listen to this. Let's listen to how it changes. I like it. It sounds good. So we're going to make that on those 2 bars. Alright. So, last thing to do on this beat is to add another instrument that's going to work with all the other instruments. And let's go to sounds. Let's unclick on bass. And then let's find, what else do we want in this? Maybe a string to go along with it. Or, I'm thinking a mallet. I'm thinking a bright marimba. So to do that, click on it and drag it into this open area. And there you have it, the bright marimba. We are going to go right here, highlight these 4 bars, do the same thing, Control Shift M, create a MIDI selection. Now, to make it sound like it belongs to the track, we're going to want to keep it in the same chords. So I'm going to do G sharp, C, and D sharp. That is the G sharp major chord. So I'm going to drag on the C. Sorry about that. Move it right here. Drag onto this D sharp. I'm just using the arrow keys to move the notes. And then I'm going to put another C. So it's going to go like dun 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 dun. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. But we're going to have to follow the chords. So bam, bam, bam. Drag this note, use the arrow keys. Oh, if you mess up at all and you want to undo what you just did, Control Z. Alright, so I'm going to click on this note, move it right here, click on this note, move it right here, and then I'm going to go like that. So it's just going to be like dun 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 dun. Alright, and we want that going in the chorus, so I'm going to highlight all these notes, Control D. Let's hear this. I'm liking it. It sounds good. So let's solo out this instrument so I can show you what it sounds like. And that works with the chords, so it sounds good when the chorus comes in, alright? So, what else can we do to this beat? I mean, I think it's good. Simple beat. Let's listen to everything. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want like a type beat like Lil Yachty, Lil Wayne, you know, like any of those rappers, if you want a type beat, just comment down below. Be like, show us how to make a, you know, Bryson Tiller type beat, and I'll try it. I'll try at it. All right. So let's listen to this. Oh, see, I was on the solo. I want to listen to every single instrument. So I'm gonna undo that. So, thanks for watching, guys. Let's listen to this. Alright, super simple beat made with Ableton Live 9 Lite. Remember, guys, you can make a beat with the Lite version. Don't be making excuses, oh, I have to get the full version. No, this sounds great, you know?